Hey, what's up, Cancer? Welcome back to another timeless general tarot reading, where me, being allowed to see the good in all of me, allows me to see the good in all of you. As long as the cards feel like that is the relevant message you need to hear, of course. So thank you for being here. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you can do to help me out on this endeavor. It would be greatly appreciated. So let me see what I can do for you, Cancer, as for getting your core energy. So here we go. Core energy for the reading. Ooh, death in reverse. So right when I said the good in me, the good in you, we have some kind of resistance to change. Something that you are trying to stop from being different. Whatever that is, unfortunately, that change would make the difference in your life for the better for some reason. It doesn't always feel that way, of course, but so what this card is signifying here is that your fate is in need of this difference made. Jeez. In your resistance to this, you are also causing people to have to leave you behind. They can't mesh with you resisting this, whatever it is. And whatever it is, it does seem to be some kind of nostalgia that you're holding on to. You're afraid to let something go because of how it's made you feel in the past. And it's putting you into a mode of extreme mode of resistance here. And that resistance is even causing other people to not see your side on this. And that's just natural if you have death in reverse as the energy here. Jeez, that's pretty heavy to start off with. Because, I mean, you know, you're supposed to love these. Sometimes you're supposed to love these things. But then the universe has to take them away from you. And it's like, you know, at the end of the day, did you earn that in yourself? Wow. This is extremely resistant energy here. Extremely resistant energy. This is calling for a severe internal dialogue with your higher source. This is calling you to listen to what this higher power has to say, because it has to do this for you. It has to bring this end because you aren't listening to it. You aren't willing to embrace a greater quality in your living. And the only way the universe can get through to you is by telling you that at the end of the day, it has to do what's right for you. And it has to take things away from you that you thought that you could always have control of. Because in the meantime, you aren't managing to listen properly to it. We have Cancer energy on split. This is a very tough, Cancer on the bottom, very, very tough energy to read for, because it's all about how higher power has to do something to you. And it's all about how you're resisting this, whatever it is. You see it coming, you're in resistance, and being in that resistance means that you're not allowing greater things to come forth for you. Embracing your higher quality, your higher intuitive capacity is what's called for here. Even if that capacity is saying that you have to let this ending occur. That might be what's best for you some way, somehow. Not an easy energy to accept within your heart and soul. Not an easy energy to listen to if it's about you losing something. That is what is going on here, though. This energy is all about you listening to something that is better for you than you're managing to allow in. And it's something that you're resisting. It's even bleeding over into your ability to interact with other people properly. You aren't managing to... Your energy is just going to be very whacked. Even though you're resisting this, It's like you're in a very spiteful energy by whatever is occurring here. Wow. And it looks like it has the potential to be bleeding your finances down or ruining your... It has the potential to be ruining your financial stability, your financial abundance, your interpersonal abundance with others, your ability to leverage others for your own well-being is being ravaged by whatever this is. And if these people are kind of on their spirits properly, their spirits are going to be disresonant with this behavior of your resistance, is the bottom line here. So I'm not surprised to see how much of this energy you're losing on. I don't know what this resistance is. I don't know what this change is. I don't know what the difference is going to be that has to occur for you. But as long as you are resisting it, you are losing your life's quality. And that sucks, because typically the reason that life has to do this to you is because it can't get through to you in any other way. Because all the ways that you control yourself and all the ways that you insist are your status of control, they are resisting your ability to see the light in this matter. Therefore, fate has to take away something from you that is outside of your control. But you are in resistance to that. And whatever it is, it made you happy in the past. And you're very toxically using that nostalgia to justify this behavior. Because maybe you're in this negative mode where you think that you can't make it without them or something like that. Or you can't make it without this situation that has to end. And maybe you just don't understand how you could succeed without this, whatever this pair is. Because you're also negative energy about this pair. So you're negative energy about this pair, and you're negative energy about losing this pair. And you're in resistance to that loss, but other people are like, they're just not on board with how you're acting here. Six. Once again, this is a sign about counting your blessings to a certain extent and forging forward, not getting stuck in your past nostalgia. Because whatever this loss is, if it's something that you cherish, you're not going to serve its loss to best by not being your strongest self. You're not going to serve yourself best by letting its ending take you down pegs. It is not where this energy is asking you to be. We also have 10-10-10 now. Dang. Some kind of completion, but the energy is all backwards. Failure of completion. Big time. Like, very strange energy to flank this High Priestess. Maybe you are failing to reach your intuition. Maybe you know that that's what you need to do, but you are finding yourself woefully incapable of it, because your energy here is suggesting High Priestess in the upright, but surrounded by this other energy, it's like very resistant to doing that. Maybe you feel like you can't take the time to do that. Maybe worst case scenario is you think you're following your intuition, but the results around you are the idea that you aren't actually doing that. So something that you're not listening to. Whoa. Oh yeah. So I haven't had a card flip out like that for a while in a reading. Yeah, like it's almost like you know what you need to do, but you're not excited about it. You're not eager or anticipating what you need to do, but that's part of why you're losing this situation. That's part of why you're resisting this change, is because you are either afraid, or you're stuck up, or you're incapable of finding the enthusiasm for this path forward. So it's sort of a sign of complacency here. Like, you even know what to do, and you may even have the capacity to do the right thing here, but you are blocked about it for some reason. Very strange. But all of the surrounding energy is not very good for you. It's not where you want to be with yourself. It's not the energy that is how you get this Ten of Pentacles in the first place. It's not the energy that allows fate to be on your side. And it's not the energy that gets you to Ten of Wands power. So yeah, it's just kind of disappointing here. I mean, I'm a little sad. Like, for some reason, I'm feeling my heart well up a little bit. Especially if this was about an individual. Having to leave an individual. Because that hurts. I mean, life has its say in the matter, though. That's the point, kind of. So, also have the moon on the bottom, Cancer energy. Sun and the moon, weird. So I'm very sorry about this energy. The answers are pretty straightforward, even though they might be very difficult to apply. You are definitely in massive resistance, though. If you're in resistance to this change, that is going to throw off the entire rest of your experience. The whole rest of your experience is thrown off by this. You're all over the wrong energies here. A very insecure, toxic energy, perhaps. It even could lead you to recklessness, self-destructive energy, because you are not just resisting this change, but you're spiteful about it. Very out of energy. Very out of your energy. Dang. For some reason, it's bringing up vibes of when my cat died, because, like, I didn't see it coming. My older cat a few years ago, and, like, it really caught me off guard. I had delusions in my head about how long we were going to be hanging out for a long time, and fate came in and smacked me down pretty hard, and it hurt. It really did. The Chariot. Your energy is coming back up here just a little bit. This is Cancer energy. Very interesting. Six of Swords, the Chariot. Those are typically victorious cards. Those are typically cards of forward progress. Continuing towards your destination. So it is signs of rising up over this energy. And the Chariot over the Two of Cups in reverse, that's very interesting, because in this dynamic of the Two of Cups, for some reason, the thing that really comes off the top of my head is that you would be better served by this pair of energy, for sure, and that this energy is what stabilizes your abilities to get on this Chariot, and what helps you move forward. So maybe that's what you're dreaming of, is how this, whatever this energy is, how it supported you. And unfortunately, though, like, law of attraction, it's very cliche, law of attraction, but you've got to turn around these energies. You've got to remember the good about this nostalgia, not be like, not think you need it for your future, is a piece of this puzzle. There's a lot of energy here that's what's going on here, that you are, like, super resistant to your own strength and your own ability to rise above here and make the difference without this energy. But a piece of that would be turning around this energy, keeping in your mind all of the good things that this energy provided, not thinking you can't get along without it. Remembering the energy that this thing brought you. It's almost a sign here that losing this is going to get you back up on your high horse, kind of. Like, it's almost a sign that through this loss, and I hate to say that it's a loss, but it's really striking me as a loss. It's really striking me as some kind of emotional loss. That is what brings these nostalgic feelings into the mix. And it's usually what a lot of people are resisting, but energetically, whatever this loss is, it's almost like losing it empowers you, because the energy here is that you are able to get back up on your chariot and find something different in yourself. So, dang, it sucks because, like, why can't we just get up on this chariot without the universe having to help us in, like, the lamest way imaginable? I don't know. And part of the reason why that is, I suppose, is because the universe only has, the higher power only has so many ways it can actually take effect in our world. It isn't going to just physically do things for us. It can only use its higher wisdom to inspire us to different action. We have to take that different action. But if you found yourself lost in a certain habit where you are never listening to that spirit, never taking its opportunities up for certain reasons, it does have the capacity to take those reasons out of your existence as well. So I don't know why this situation is causing you to be in resistance, but according to this energy, you are somebody who can do so much better than being trapped by this energy. Even though, like, for some reason you got it in your head that it's what's good for you. Maybe complacency is really the energy I'm getting for that, but man, for some reason the universe sees something even better for you that you are resisting it yourself, and it's gotten down to the last straw here. This is the only thing it can do to try to ensure your well-being, is to inspire you in this way. Dang, yep, you are definitely in imbalance here. This would be an interesting reading to talk face to face because of what this energy is. You also have 222, and that is a huge sign of division. All reverse division energy, and not the High Priestess, I guess it's that. So 2/3 of it's diverse division energy. Lack of balance, 10-10-10, a failure of completing something. 6-6, almost 6-6-6, but not quite. Whew. Geez, Cancer. Wow. Death and the Tower. So interesting for sure. The energy is looking as if you have some long-term potential to learn this lesson, because whatever this resistance is, it is bleeding over into your experience extremely hard, whether it be through other people not respecting your resistance and leaving you behind to a certain extent. They're losing their connections with you because you are being, I hate to use the word ridiculous, but to a certain point being ridiculous about this resistance, which really leads me to believe that it is about something you love. I won't say somebody, it could be, but I don't want to imply that you would be losing somebody here, but the energy is all about something that's in your heart that you really care about, something that you have had so much feeling for in the past, and something that you really bonded with. That thing is, there is a resistance to that thing being done in your experience, and because you're in that resistance, you are just chopping connections left and right here. You're losing, and it's not just internal or external, it's both of these things. You're losing external personal connections. You're losing opportunities where that would usually serve your material abundance and your experience. You are even losing it within your internal world. You aren't able to take fate up on its offers for you. You are no longer seeing where fate can provide you opportunities because you're so lost in this resistance. And part of why you're losing it in this resistance is you're very likely getting into these feelings where you don't understand how you could survive without it, because you're using nostalgia, but instead of using nostalgia to remember all the good things, you're in this like fear of nostalgia. You're like toxifying what those feelings are for, and you are ruminating really hard on maybe how this energy helped you through life. But now you are letting that shape your future. And you're very likely getting into some toxic energy where you're like, I don't know what I can do. I don't know how I can move forward. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Stuff like that. Like, you're letting the nostalgia not serve you. It's not serving you with good. It's trapping you in a state of lack. And that is definitely ruining your ability to have enthusiasm about the future. And it's locking you in a certain energy of complacency here, which is very disappointing because there's some endearing qualities here. High Priestess in the upright, the Chariot in the upright. Those are very endearing energies. But this burden you've been carrying, so to speak, being in this resistant energy is causing you to not embrace that the same way. So there's a huge, like, depressive energy around this for sure. And it's definitely breaking you out of your balance, your internal balance. Your mind and your heart they're not resonating properly. And I'm really disappointed to see this, because there's even like a smidge of a sign here that could be leading to self-destructive behavior. Not necessarily physically, but it could be physically, but more specifically, just very insecure, reckless behavior. Maybe lashing out at other people because you're losing your own resonance. The key to the resonance is it's your intuitive capacity. And it's even showing here that that's something you understand, but you're in resistance to that for some reason. You're lacking enthusiasm for taking that step forward, which is very strange. And you are going to be stuck in this energy. You're going to be stuck feeling overburdened like this until you can turn that around. Because you aren't going to be able to just do it all by yourself mentally. You're not going to be able to do it all by yourself with however you feel about things. You've got to get back on board with that balance with fate, with your higher power, with your own subconscious well-being. And it's probably going to be extremely difficult to understand why this is what is better for you. But the energy here is that moving on to more productive ruminations would be very beneficial for you. Remembering the good that this provided you, and remembering the good that this energy would want you to have moving forward, with or without it. That is how you can move forward unto your victory better, and how you can rectify a lot of this frickin' energy, which is very disappointing. And there's even a sign here that losing this energy is what's going to get you back up on your chariot. It's what's going to get you back up on your ability to achieve and to move forward. So there are signs of moving forward, but that is, to move forward here, you've got to accept this change, and you need to embrace the way that this energy may not be with you physically anymore, but in spirit it's going to be there stronger than it ever has been. And once you can kind of get through that, there is a sign here that you will finally move on from that resistance, and that you will finally be able to let that energy go in a way where it can then serve you properly. That you're not just going to keep it trapped in this negative energy. And I really hope you don't have to go through some kind of self-destructive behavior before that sinks in all the way. But at the very least, losing this energy is a piece of what frees your spirit, sort of. And I really hope that when that happens, you turn towards this Chariot energy, not this Knight of Swords reverse energy. Maybe you do both. But in combination, I suppose, the idea is that this resistance to change, you're going to actually finally get over that, and you're going to accept this change, and you're going to allow it to come into your experience. Which at the end of this is a good sign, because there's a lot of energy here that would be very good in the upright. A ton of great energy here. Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Pentacles, even the Fool energy, Two of Pentacles energy, all that energy in the upright. So much of this energy in the upright would be very, very powerful for you. But because you are in a state of resistance, it is not serving you properly. So, very, very hard reading for you. The only thing I can offer, like I said, is you got to have a real heart-to-heart with yourself and your higher source about how you can find the light in this situation. Because fate's lined it up for you to happen this way. Because it sees so much more in you. And you've, for some reason, failed in your capacity to listen properly. So it's down to its last resort on how to get through to you. There is energy here that it will get through to you. You will understand how to let this situation take its toll. But up to that point, there is a ton of resistance. So I really hope that you can go within yourself and find your light about this, because you're just going to be having a very crappy experience until you do. And as bad as you can feel, you can transmute that into an experience that feels just as good on the other side. So I'll hope for you with all of my heart and soul that you figure this out. All right, Cancer. That's all I've got for you. I'm sorry. I don't know what this is, but I can feel it not being very pleasant. And the energy I'm connecting with is they are in very dense sadness and sorrow. And it's bleeding over into their experience. So I wish I could go on for hours and hours on what you could do about this, but I feel like I've gotten the point across. So thank you very much for being here. I'm sorry. Find your light, Cancer.